song. If you don't like America, and you don't like the best president America's ever had, you're more than welcome to leave our country. If you're gonna make a song like that, you're more than welcome to leave this country. We don't want your type. Who made this song? Blagojevich, man. Weak ass people.
This is ridiculous. You're going to ask me in the middle of the thing when they've already breached the inaugural stuff that should we call the Capitol Police? I mean, the National Guard? Why weren't they in the wake of unthinkable? Questions of you, and a simple yes or no is fine. The FDA's authority over the safety of baby lotion. First, can the FDA require a review of baby lotion for safety before it comes to market? No. Can the FDA require the manufacturer not to use a toxic ingredient, for example, formaldehyde?
Did it harm P. Diddy, the formaldehyde?
Is the manufacturer required to register with the FDA before selling its baby lotion? No. I think my first statement is...
What's this? This looks interesting. Good. And anyone that doesn't support Trump right now, you just straight up hate America, you hate this country, and you got a horrible, horrible disease, and that horrible, horrible disease is called Trump derangement syndrome. And how it works is, you don't know why, you're just a follower, just like with COVID, those people that went out and got them fucking COVID-19 shots, you're all a bunch of followers, and you don't think for yourself and use your own mind to think. You follow what other people do. I just saw some stupid ass shit that I think Global Boys made. The stupid ass song, oh, fuck Donald Trump. Bro, know your facts before, and they're crying because people are getting deported. But wait, if your country is so great, why? Oh, hey, what's up, Rascal? Up to no good? Yeah, I was just going out here. Let me show you. I don't know if it's still up. What's up, Rascal? Up to no good? It's already gone. Damn it. Hope, mind your business, and fix the catastrophic church. Seems like he may need to be investigated. Yeah, I would say fucking... the Catholic Church fucking needs to be investigated. And seriously, if you're saying that this is so horrible, oh my God, we're deporting people that shouldn't be here, oh my God, I feel so bad for them. Like Selena Gomez, for instance. You know, Selena Gomez got billions of dollars. If she feels so sad about it that she's gonna go cry on national television, then why the fuck doesn't she donate some of those billions of dollars she has and help them in their country? And that's another thing I don't get. Everyone wants to go around here waving the other country's flag in America. Fucking, you're in a fucking America. If you love your country and it's so great, take your ass back there. Our government will more than happily send you back to whatever country you're fucking from. Oh wait, your country doesn't even want you back, a lot of them, because you're a piece of shit. I forgot. This is the best island to go drifting on. Hello? Hey, when were you coming? No, we're open Monday through Friday. I'm actually just a cleanup person. I'm kind of just mopping the floor right now. We're closed. You would have to call back tomorrow morning. I'm just mopping the floor. Okay. All right. Yeah. Call in the morning anytime after 8. All right. Thank you. All right. All right. Bye. I gotta get back to mopping these floors. It's after 5. I gotta mop floors. Oh wow! Look at that. The sunset right there. It's badass. On the buildings. And why am I losing power quicker than I'm charging? Shitty ass charger. But seriously, take your ass back to your country. If you don't, back to what I was saying before that I got interrupted. If you want to come here waving a Hamas flag, waving a Palestinian flag, waving a fucking Ukrainian flag, waving a fucking any other flag that isn't this country's flag, and you think it's so great, why are you crying about your own people getting sent back to a country that you claim is so great because you're flying their fucking flag here in the country that you came to? But wait, your country's so great. Why are you so sad about the people going back there? How about you put down them flags for your fucking country that you fucking aren't living in, fucking replace that with the fucking American flag, and fucking do that, and fucking, yes, I'm not saying don't be proud of your heritage. If you're Mexican, Venezuelan, Hispanic, fucking Guatemalan, whatever, be happy of your heritage. You want to have your country's flag flying in America? By all means, you could do that. It's a free country. But you should be flying an American flag with that other country's flag. And not only that, if you're flying them either on the same pole or if you're using two separate poles, the American flag should be slightly higher than the country you left's flag. Like, smoke a joint, Johnny. What are you doing, little rascal? What you up to? No, I'm just saying the truth. I mean, hey, little rascal, how do you not agree with me on this? All right, so check it out. You got Selena Gomez crying, oh my God, you're sending the people that illegally came here during Joe Biden back to their country. Trump is so horrible, oh my God. But wait, you're flying in a Mexican flag in America. You're not even holding an American flag. Like that one bitch I showed the other day who was saying, man, this is my country. She had a Mexican flag up. This is my country. This is America now. This is Mexico now. And she had a Mexican flag. Man, police arrested her ass, man. Hey, man, even if that bitch was a civilian, they need to deport her ass fucking back to the country she's claiming she loves so much that she probably wasn't even born in. But she won't go back there. You know why? If she was born here? Because she knows this is a better country. So don't take your shitty fucking way of running your country from your other countries. And I'm not just speaking about Mexico, Venezuela. I'm talking fucking Ukraine, fucking Venezuela, Guatemala. I'm talking anywhere. If I went to fucking Venezuela, if I went to fucking Mexico, and I was out there waving a U.S. flag with nothing else other than a U.S. flag, man, they'd fucking arrest me as a terrorist in another country. You can't do that shit in other countries. You'd get jumped, you'd get mugged, you'd get probably fucking hogtied and gagged like a pig with a fucking banana, or not a banana, with an apple in your mouth, with an apple tied in your mouth so you can't scream, and all you have to do is just bite on the apple that's tied in your mouth, but the apple's so big it's got your mouth completely open, and it's tied up in there so tight you can't even bite because it's putting so much pressure on your teeth, and you're hog-tied like a pig. I forgot why I even got into all that. But go back there if you like it so much. Why are you crying about people going back to a country that you claim so great? Your country sucks. That's why you're not there. And these people are stupid. They're just followers. They just do, oh, hey, the news is telling me don't like Donald Trump, he's evil. No, look at what he's actually doing. And for all you, and you know, Trump is the biggest, oh, man, this just makes me so happy to be able to finally say I was right. You want to know what I was right about? I am so happy that I've had so many arguments with people in jails, too. I've had arguments with people where we had arguments, like 2-3 long hour arguments about how you can't be a president of the USA with felonies. And look who's in our office. A man's that got more felonies than I got. And he's our president. He's got more felonies than me. That just goes to show every single person, if anyone's watching this, that I ever had an argument about with, if any of you guys, anyone ever that I've met in my life is that I've had an argument with about a felon not being able to become president, and you guys trying to tell me, oh no, you can't be a president if you're a felon. Donald Trump's living proof that you could run and become president as a felon. That motherfucker got more felonies than me. Straight up, he's got more felonies than I got. And he's the president. So don't ever say, man, I wish this was right now, just so all those arguments, I wish, if I had a time machine, that's another thing I would do. I would go back to if I could get a time machine, I would go back to every single person I've ever had an argument about with fucking saying that you can't be a president if you're a felon, and bring with me a fucking recording of fucking from right now and today's to bring back to the past and say, hey, look at this video I got. You're wrong. Felons can be president. And then time travel back to the next person, and then after I wrap that up, getting all those arguments corrected, then time travel back to today. Hopefully me doing that wouldn't affect the future that much. Hopefully, I doubt me time traveling back just to prove to a few people that you can be a felon president. I doubt that would hurt the timeline too much. I'm just a peasant.
With the perimeter secure, he calls in the SWAT unit. The team is called out to a drop house where they suspect ruthless coyotes are hiding illegals against their will.
Good. So do you agree with me, little rascal, that fucking if you're so proud of your country and you're in America, you should just go back there. Go back. If you like it so much, go back. If not, embrace your heritage. I'm not saying don't be proud you're Mexican, don't be proud you're Venezuelan, don't be proud of your heritage. I'm not saying that by any means, so don't take my words and twist them. What I'm saying is be proud of your heritage. Like, I'm Polish. I'm proud to be Polish, but you ain't gonna see me out there waving a Polish flag, fucking and no other flag with it, and just saying Poland's the greatest. If Poland was the greatest, I'd fucking be in Poland right now, not here. And hey, I mean, like, even if I wanted to wave a Polish flag, I would either A, put them, get one pole and put both flags on the same
we're
pole.
live. Welcome to Lucas, Monday morning.
What did she just say? On your life.
Over from the Super Bowl. There was a game. We'll get into that. But first, right off the top.
Oh wait, Trump pardoned.
12 months jail.
Oh my God, Trump pardoned Rob Blagojevich?
Well, we go
No way.
Anyone with $10,000 or more in credit card debt or personal loans may
2
qualify
hours
for help
ago?
from national debt relief. Getting
Man, Trump's
Picture outside of former Illinois governor and
I mean, I think Rob Blagojevich, I think he did enough time. I guess he could be pardoned.
for convicted felon Rod Blagojevich's home there. This is a live picture. He's supposed to make a special announcement after President Trump today in the Oval Office pardoned him.
Damn, he's been locked up like Rob Blagojevich's been locked up like 12 years now, 15 years.
You have some people stepping out, and there's the former governor himself.
Holy shit, he is free.
So there you can see him. We're going to check in with Fox 32 Chicago also after this announcement is made. Of course, his name has been in the running to be the next U.S. ambassador to Serbia. Let's listen.
What?
Very much, Patty Honey.
Wait, you're gonna tell me now? Wait, so he got pardoned out of jail? I mean, I don't know. I think that's good. He's pardoning people out of jail. I mean, don't get me wrong. Blagojevich, I mean, what did he do? I think he sold. I think he won. I think one of the things he's in jail for is selling votes for Obama. He was selling votes for Obama. That's one of the things among stealing money from Illinois. And now they're going to pardon him. He's going to be the ambassador to, where do they say, Serbia?
Heck. But only this time it's good news.
On behalf of my wife Patty and our daughters Amy and Annie, we both, together, and our daughters as well, want to express our deepest and most profound and everlasting gratitude to President Trump for what he's done today, for the full presidential pardon. I think about my relationship with President Trump, and it's really, well, he's always doing things for me, and he never asked me to do anything for him. I had a chance to be on his television show, and
I didn't know that. He was on the show?
Ended what was a long, long, hard nightmare. After 2,896 days in prison, nearly 8 years, President Trump pulled me out of there.
8 years.
And now he did this. And all I can tell you is that President Trump is a man who, when he sees things that are wrong, he rights them and puts an end to them. And Patty and I, and Amy and Annie, will always be grateful to President Trump and never, ever forget.
Come on, all you haters. This man's pardoning fucking felons. I mean, I think he should. It's been, what did he say? How many? He said 8 years? I mean, he did 8 years is more than long enough. And stop hating on all you fucking people with Trump derangement syndrome. Stop hating on the man that's doing good shit for our country.
Kindness to us.
Back to Blagojevich.
A long time ago, when I was here in this house, and Patty and I and our babies were asleep, 6 o'clock in the morning, we got a phone call, and I thought it was a practical joke by my friend State Senator Jimmy DeLeo, telling me they had a warrant.
You thought it was a practical joke? I would think it is too.
For my arrest, it wasn't
Hey,
me,
did
it
you
was
see
the
Trump
FBI, and that was the beginning
Blagojevich?
of what was and has been a long, hard nightmare for my
cool.
family and for me.
What did he do?
All through this long,
What did he
hard
do?
process, 2 trials,
Alright, well, call me back when you're done.
8 years in
Alright,
prison. I never ever wavered in my determination to prove to the people of
Hang
Illinois
on.
and anybody else who's listening
Hey, I'm 4 minutes
that I
away.
broke no laws, crossed no lines, never took a penny. It was all politics, routine political
they
conversations
told me
that
to
were
leave
begun
now.
by then
Just let me
President
know when you're
Obama,
close.
who
I'm
sent an
over
emissary
here.
to me to talk about
I'm just
making
gonna drive
what
around the block a
appellate
couple
court
times
called
till you
a
get here, I
routine
guess.
political deal. When they reversed the so-called sale of the Senate seat, they were
Just
fake
call me when you
charges,
get here,
and the
alright?
big
I'm
lie
just gonna
was
drive
told
around in
by
circles
the
or
prosecutor
something.
and his office that did to me and my family what they did. But it's over. President Trump saw what happened, and how interesting it is.
That's good they
when someone
pardoned
goes through
Blagojevich.
something like we went through, and
I'm pretty sure one of the things they locked him up for was for selling votes for Obama. I don't know what the rest is. We'll look that up when he's done talking.
gone through what he's gone through, it creates a certain understanding between people who sort of understand that something isn't right and something is wrong. The terrible thing that they did to me, a Democrat governor, even worse, what they did to a Republican president, President Trump.
Yes,
And,
it
his
is.
resilience, his strength, his fortitude, his unwillingness to give
It's me
in
clapping.
is an inspiration and an example of the kind of leader that he is. I could never give in.
Not only proving every person I've ever had an argument with that once you get a felony, you can no longer be president. With that added in, I just proved all those people wrong. I didn't prove it, but Trump just proved all those people wrong. Man, I wish I could go back in time with all those arguments. That'd be so badass. And I gotta let that battery charge. I think we're gonna start a new
Two
live.
things. Number one, I never raised your taxes. And number two, I didn't do it. It was all political.
Wait, I'm gonna start this over. Here. I know you guys probably want to
Republican
finish hearing this, but
President
we're gonna
Trump.
lose battery power.
And
in a
his
minute.
resilience, his strength, his fortitude, his unwillingness to give in is an inspiration and an example of the kind of leader that he is. I could never give in. I want to say to the people of Illinois 2 things. Number one, I never raised your taxes. And number two, I didn't do it. It was all political talk. And so I wouldn't give in because I love my wife, I love my daughters. I'll always honor and revere the memory I have of my late parents and the values they taught me. And I could never give in and sell the people of Illinois and let these corrupt prosecutors criminalize things that are routine and legal in politics and take you away from me. To all the Democrats out there who voted for me twice in elections, Democratic voters who voted for me in 2 elections as governor, I want to thank you. For all of those Republicans out there who voted against me in those 2 elections, I want to particularly thank you for the second election. Had there been more of you in that one, I wouldn't have gone where I ended up going. But most importantly, I want to talk a little bit just about what's, I believe, the greatest constitutional crisis in American history since the Civil War. And that is this weaponization of prosecutors for political purposes, rigged courts, a broken justice system that is historically been racist in America, now has become weaponized in America. And I also want to say
They're going
how lawfare
Sounded
And
like Antifa
the
going
misuse of the power of prosecutors in the courts must never be part of the political process.
on. I agree.
Abraham Lincoln said it right when he talked about government of the people, by the people, and for
Right.
the people.
I'm
And that's
a
what's
mama.
at stake here. And so, moving forward, as we learn from the past, without bitterness, always remembering, I want to simply say that I'm determined to do whatever I can as a private citizen, volunteer my time and efforts to do the best I could to fight for justice and do what I think is right. I'm going to wrap it up and introduce my lawyer, Leonard Gooden, here in 1 second, but I would like to share a quick little story about my early days in prison, way back in 2012, 2013, 2014,
Damn, he's been locked
when they
up
put
8
me in a
years.
prison behind a barbed wire fence. The inmates call it the razor wire. This is fresh in my mind because I'm writing a book about that experience, and I can't help but forget the things that
Good
you know,
job,
some of the
Sean.
experiences I went
Glad
through.
you
And I
pardoned him.
remember one of my first visits to see Patty and our kids, and our little Annie was still only 8 years old. And before
Poor little
going in
Annie.
to see my family, there's a fee you have to pay, a price you have to pay before you can see your family. That's being searched, full body cavity strip search going in, a full body cavity strip search going out. And while I was doing one of those undignified things, a kind-hearted correctional officer, one of the prison guards, a man who was raised in the churches and had a deep, abiding faith in the Christian faith, told me a story. He advised me, go read Genesis chapter 38 to 50, the story of Joseph. And
Yeah,
at the end of
8
that
years to
story,
read it.
a man who was innocent was condemned to prison, but God favored him and pulled him out. At the end of that story, Joseph says to those who persecuted him and had something to do with
See,
what
you guys
happened
got to
him,
get off this
his
Trump
brothers were
derangement
sold him out.
syndrome.
He
Trump's
said,
doing
what you
good
meant for
things.
evil, God meant for good. I truly believe that as
Trump,
bad
I
as
need
this
you
has
to start
been,
working on them
I
gas
can't begin to
prices,
tell you
though,
how
man,
blessed
to
and
get your
fortunate I've
full
always
approval
felt
rating up.
to be able to walk
I need you
through
to start
life.
these gas
It's been the most
prices.
gracious thing. She defied the odds. 2 days after I was arrested, the Vegas odds makers had it 9-1 that she was going to leave. She didn't leave, she stayed. After 8 years of incarceration, when better than 90% of women, whether they're wives or significant others, and a man's in prison for more than 4 years, they don't stick around.
Facts.
So I've been blessed and fortunate to have
That is true.
walked through life with my loving wife and our daughters, whose faith, hope, and love that brought us home. And so grateful to the people who've been supportive of us, who've been so kind with their words of encouragement through all those hard years. And again, above all, one more time, let me tell you from the bottom of my heart how deep my appreciation
I
and
approve of
gratitude is
this
for President
message.
Trump. I believe President Trump is well on his way to being the most consequential president in American history since Franklin Roosevelt. He is going to
Good job.
change things and make
You
things
get a
better.
sip of
And
milk
among
for
the
that.
things He's going to change, I believe, is going to save our
Drink up,
democracy
bro.
by putting a stop to weaponized prosecutions for political purposes and lawfare.
Put your hat on.
Leonard? Rob, real quick, do you want the ambassadorship to comment on that? Are you in line with that? No comment.
Are you going to run for public office now that you're pardoned?
He just said he was going to be
Jeez,
something
you,
for
no
Syria.
How's the president go for any position in his government?
Gracias, senor. No culpable. Look, you're asking me political questions about whether or not I want to run for public office. I haven't thought about that. I'm so grateful to what President Trump did for me and for my family.
Apps.
Patty's made it abundantly clear that I ever do that again. I'm quoting you. She said, I'll be doing that with my second wife. And I sure don't want to lose her.
Do you think Speaker Madigan is a victim of the weaponization of prosecutors?
I'm not going to comment on that, and I haven't been following that.
This guy, oh
Leonard,
my
come and
God.
talk, please.
Shut up.
Then I'll answer more questions. Yes.
I met Rod in 2011. I've been fighting for his freedom ever since, and this is a happy day. And I just want to say there's not many people that come through the federal system
I approve this
and
message.
can actually come out the other side with their house, with their family intact. It says a lot about the strength of this man and this amazing wife, Patty, that he has. And I just also want to say this is a case that was built on a political deal that was never a crime. He never should have done a day. And
I think he sold Obama seats.
I also thank President Trump for doing the right thing. This is what pardon power is supposed to be for.
Not what Joe
correct
Biden
injustice.
pardoned. Joe Biden pardoned a bunch
Thank
of
you
terrorists.
all for the support, and it's been my honor to get to know these people.
Leonard, what's the communication been like with the White House in recent days? Can you comment on it?
I have no comment on that.
Can I say something about Leonard? not only a good man, he's a great lawyer. And it's been a real pleasure and an honor having him represent us. And
I don't know if he's such a great lawyer. I mean, technically the only reason he got out was because of Trump.
something pages. It was very meticulous. He's a great writer.
Oh, you felt that pothole? Oh, did you feel that pothole I just hit?
Guy, and
we got to make a class action lawsuit against the city of Chicago.
Every step of the way we lost.
For spending billions of dollars on fucking immigrants, but they can't fix that giant pothole I just fell in.
Every step of the way in that second rigged corrupt trial run by a judge who was a political hack.
How did you hear? Did Trump call you directly?
You have to talk to Rod.
How did you find out? Did Trump call you directly?
And I'm going to try to Trump myself and personally thank him. But Patty and I were spending a quiet evening at home 2 Saturdays ago, and the phone rang, and someone that I know through the Trump campaign, it was his call, and he was calling, and I answered it.
Wait, he said at home. So what, was he on, like, in jail at his house?
Really a good guy, very effective. And I said, hey, Sergio, how you doing?
Well, if he was on jail at his house, I mean, he really should have been pardoned at that point.
Congratulations on your...
Man, that would be sweet, to be jailed in your own house.
Big position. And he said, hold on a minute, Gov. An old friend would like to say hi to you. And then I got on the phone, and it was President Trump. And he told me that this is what he was going to do. And so we've known her for a couple of weeks. And again, what can I say? He's just a great effing guy.
What is your strongest feeling right now? Is it satisfaction? Is it relief? Is it anxiety?
No anxiety after what we've been through. You know, one benefit of that experience is that nobody can hurt you anymore after they do that to you. And you face that, and you have to endure that. And, you know, people ask me sometimes, well, what do you think is your greatest accomplishment in life? Is it being governor? And my answer is no, not even close. My greatest accomplishment is falling in love with Patty and having our children.
And President Trump.
And standing up to these corrupt prosecutors, never giving in. Never giving in.
Like Judge Irvin Bragg and Letitia James.
Willing to say what they want me to say, I wouldn't do it. And I wouldn't do it because, as I said, my children, my wife, my late parents, me, and the people of Illinois. And your right to vote for me or against me. I was defending the right of all of the people out there who want to vote against me because it's their decision. The right of the people to choose their leaders in elections free and fair and not have them taken from us or interfered with by weaponized prosecutors who turn themselves into political hitmen.
Do you regret the wheeling and dealing conversations, though, that got you in trouble at all?
Not at all. That's good government. The first Mayor Daley used to say good politics is good government.
Yeah, Mayor Daley was a good mayor.
And Abraham Lincoln was our greatest president. Maybe Trump will surpass him. But Abraham Lincoln was our greatest president because he was a master at politics.
I disagree. I think George Washington was our greatest president. Maybe Abraham Lincoln, you could say, was the best president. But honestly, Trump's on his way to beating George Washington, who I think... So I think George Washington might be moving to number 2 right after Trump. I think Trump's going to be our greatest president. George Washington, number 2. He thinks Abraham Lincoln's number 2. I mean, my personal opinion in the scenario I just said. He's number 3. Because George Washington, I mean, don't get me wrong, he probably was one of our best presidents, I guess, if you want to consider that. And the other one, Abraham Lincoln, number 2. But he just went from number 2 to number 4. Wait, Trump's 1, George Washington 2, Abraham Lincoln 3. Agreed? Hit thumbs up. Comment if you agree.
He was able to govern because of his political skills.
Continuing
and the slaves would not have been freed had it not been for Lincoln's great skill at politics. The 13th Amendment would have never passed had not Lincoln engaged in wheeling and dealing to make it happen so that he can get those senators to support the 13th Amendment. So no, not at all. What I was doing was trying to do right by the people. And by the way, 98% of those FBI tapes that talk about all the potential deals we talked about, including the ones leading up to my arrest, that proved Patrick Fitzgerald is an effing liar when he said he was stopping a crime spree before it happened. On the night before, and the days before, you ought to hear those tapes and what I was about to do and what he stopped. So maybe now we can get some of those tapes played, and you can see that this prosecutor Shar, the lead prosecutor in court, how he directly lied to the jury.
Yeah, let's get them bogus prosecutors that lie just for money. Profits for dollars?
And he goes
Fuck
and tells
those
the jury,
prosecutors.
go back in the jury room and listen to how many times he talks about the Madigan deal which would have provided
Fuck every single fucking prosecutor that's for dollars. Prosecutors for dollars, fuck them. I agree with him.
healthcare for people, public works, 500,000 jobs with a big capital project, public works bill, and a written promise not to raise taxes on the people. That was the deal. And Rahm Emanuel, the day before, I was told by my chief of staff, agreed to be the go-between. And then the next morning, they come here at 6 o'clock in the morning with SWAT teams around my house and a hostage negotiator to arrest the sitting governor of the fifth largest state.
Was
So no,
Patrick Fitzgerald protecting Barack Obama?
I don't know, but Barack Obama's 302s are still being covered up.
Fuck Barack Obama.
Is it unconstitutional for the state to bar you from running for office now that your convictions have been wiped away?
I believe it was always unconstitutional.
Will you
But
challenge again? I know you lost that case in court. But...
I know, but look who's here. I don't know. I haven't thought that far ahead. This isn't about me running for office again, honestly. It is, however, a step towards me trying...
We're downtown Chicago, Julian. Where this is at his house in Chicago, maybe.
...my country some more and doing what I think is right for our country.
Having a clean slate right now, what is the one thing you want to do?
And you won't comment on the potential ambassadorship. What is next for you that you're happy?
Well, I think more of what I've been doing. I'm writing a book about the experience. It's a story that starts with one president, President Obama, ends with another, President Trump, and most of the story is about a governor in prison with Crips and Bloods and
Fuck Obama.
gangster disciples and Sinaloa cartel drug dealers who look up to El Chapo, the drug lord, like my two daughters look up.
Team Trump strong. Wait, what was he saying? His daughters look up to El Chapo. What? Let me rewind that. I gotta hear that again. What did you just say?
Taylor Swift. There were murders in
Fuck
that prison
Taylor
that put me in
Swift.
for the first 2.5 years. I went from a 50,000 square foot governor's mansion to a 6 foot by 8 foot prison cell.
I think I gotta rewind a little more.
Barack Obama.
Oh yeah, right here.
I don't know, but Barack Obama's 302s are still being covered up.
Governor, is it unconstitutional for the state?
Hey, Trump, get his 302s. That's the next thing you gotta do.
Are you from running for office now that your convictions have been wiped away?
I believe it was always unconstitutional.
Will you
But
challenge again? I know you lost that case in court. But...
I know, but look who's here. I don't know.
So wait, I think they're saying you could run for governor. I know, obviously, for the president, you can have a felon and be a felon. I mean, fucking Trump's got... And, you know, also, George Washington was a felon, too. George Washington was a felon of the state. George Washington was our first felon president. Trump was number 2. I didn't know you could be a governor, though, and have a felony. I guess that's news to me.
Thought that far ahead. This isn't about me running for office again, honestly. It is, however, a step towards me trying to serve my country some more and doing what I think is right for our country.
Having a clean slate right now, what is the one thing you want to do?
And you won't comment on the potential ambassadorship. What is next for you that you're happy?
Well, I think more of what I've been doing. I'm writing a book about the experience. It's a story that starts with one president, President Obama, ends with another, President Trump, and most of the story is about a governor in prison with Crips and Bloods and gangster disciples and Sinaloa cartel drug dealers who look up to El Chapo, the drug lord, like my two daughters look up to Taylor Swift. There were murders in that prison that put me in for the first 2.5 years. I went from a 50,000 square foot governor's mansion to a 6 foot by 8 foot prison cell. I reached...
That's a major downgrade.
Found it. I learned that in the sadness of life, that's something we often do, is to search for God. And I found it. And it was my Christian faith that gave me...
Well,
the
that's all
strength
you
I
had to
needed
do,
endure,
really,
to
for 8
persevere,
years.
to
I mean...
overcome, and my love for my family. It really was faith, hope, and love. St. Paul, first letter of Corinthians, chapter 13. So I'm writing that book, and I do some business and some consulting work and things of that sort. And I'll keep doing that. And I'll be as helpful as I possibly can be to President Trump with his efforts to save our democracy and make our country better.
Hell yeah.
Well, I mean, I've got private clients. I don't think they'd appreciate me. You trying to get me fired or something?
What did you do on those 2 trips to Serbia?
Well, I met with President Vucic. My father came from Serbia.
Who paid for the trip?
My father came from Serbia, and I was invited to go there and meet with him and do some business.
What happens with your pension?
You know, Patty thinks about those things. I never ever did, and I still don't. They took it away. I know that. Took my law license away. The sons of bitches. And I shouldn't say that, but it was wrong. I deserve my law license for standing up for the rule of law. And my pension, I never really thought much about that. I still consider myself young, even though the number of years I lived belie that. But You know, I don't know. I haven't thought about that. Did you want to address that, honey?
He doesn't exactly look young.
Huh?
No.
Well, you know, she kept us in our home, and she built her little business as a single mom, all by herself. I miss my daughters growing up because of what they did, but she raised our two little girls beautifully. They're grown. They both do great in school. They take after their mother, and our older daughter is doing great. Our little one's doing great, and we're so blessed and grateful. And I really believe that what happened, it was for a purpose, something much larger than us.
What would you tell to all the innocent people that are in prison that
Sí.
they don't have the
Sí.
documents?
Yeah, sí, señor.
He said,
I think it's very
senor.
important for us to build on President Trump's first step and the First Step Act that he was able to pass, criminal justice reform. It was Donald Trump who did that, not a Democratic president. Donald Trump who began the process of undoing the 1994 crime bill that Joe Biden.
Oh, this is big. Listen right here, everyone. Actually, I'm going to start a whole new video for this because our battery's about to die, maybe.
President Bill Clinton signed. I'd like to see us take a second step. I learned a lot of hard lessons from that experience I was in. It just reaffirmed what I really knew but never really knew deeply, and that is that the criminal justice system is a racist system, and it disproportionately discriminates against people of color, particularly black people. And first-time nonviolent drug offenders, first time, given these long sentences,
It
almost
is
impossible
insane.
for them.
And you know who
to have a
did
chance
that?
of
Joe
second
Biden.
chance.
Fuck Joe
President Trump
Biden.
began that process, a significant step. with the First Step
Joe
Act.
Biden's 1994 crime bill. Fuck him for that.
I think there's more to be done.
And Joe Biden was behind that. Bill Clinton's 1994 crime
To
bill.
include holding prosecutors who abuse their power
Good.
accountable for what they've done. And I think it's really important moving forward that we do something like that. If I'm right, and I am right, if you can use an unlawful standard as they did to get convictions for things that are legal, that the Supreme Court says is a First Amendment protected right, if they can get away doing that, there's no difference between doing that and a dirty cop who plants a murder weapon to frame an innocent man.
Yeah.
And so those cops who do that go to jail. How
And then you get a bogus prosecutor like Alvin Bragg's, or any bogus prosecutor. And then not only did you get the cop planting a gun on you, then not only that, you got them planting some other fake shit on you, the prosecutor. They give you some insane jail time that isn't equal to, the situation.
Turn left.
these prosecutors are immune from that sort of thing.
It was also announced today
Yeah, he's
that
right.
Eric Adams, the mayor of New York, the Justice Department's not going to prosecute him any longer. Do you see any parallels between your case and his case?
Fuck that, prosecute
I see-
Ellen Braggs.
I see, no man, you're wrong. I see a parallel in that he upset some powerful people, political people, and all of a sudden he became a target of something. And apparently they're talking about upgrades on a flight to Turkey or something. I don't know a lot about the details. I don't even have that. But I'm glad to hear that they're not going to prosecute him because it all sounded like a bunch of baloney to me.
Are you glad that Charles Kirshner got a pardon for what he did? Charles Kirshner was accused of hiring a hooker to bait his brother-in-law.
Any other
What do you
questions?
think about that?
I didn't have answers that one. I wouldn't either.
Yes, very much. I believe that's part of my destiny, and I believe I must do it. I do believe that. I believe I've been
You
blessed with a
can
miracle.
do it!
President Trump has been God's instrument. I believe that deeply, and I believe it's my calling. I very much do, and I hope to be able to work with the current administration in that direction. And I believe, look, I know him enough. I don't know him that well, but I know him enough to know when he sees something wrong, he doesn't hesitate. This man, President Trump, acts to
He's a
undo
boss,
wrongdoing.
that's why.
And so a lot of it has to do with getting information to the people who have the power to make the decisions. I think I can be helpful that way. And do more than that, but certainly that.
As a Serbian, do you support President Trump standing up against Vladimir Putin in Ukraine?
Is that the same guy?
It's the same guy.
Yeah, nice to meet you. I'm not going into foreign affairs. Are you crazy?
You're not going to be ambassador to Serbia.
Anybody, Leonard, anything you want to say? Yes. Anyway, thank you so
I would trust him to be the ambassador to Syria.
much. It's nice to see you guys again.
exchange for your pardon?
He's never ever asked me for anything, by the way. I should point that out. Never ever.
Except for him to suck my penis. Or except for him to suck P. Diddy's penis in jail. That's the one thing. That was the only condition. He has to give P. Diddy a blowjob in his jail cell. Or P. Diddy has to give him a blowjob. I don't know. One of the ways. Anyways, continuing.
What does he want?
That was a joke, by the way. That's not real, what I just said.
You're going to go wrong.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so that was quite something there. There you have it. Former Illinois Governor Rod Blagojevich alongside his wife Patty there outside their home in a Chicago suburb, talking to the media after a day when President Trump in the Oval Office signed a presidential pardon for Blagojevich there. You see our colleague there, Paris Schutz with Fox 32 Chicago. But Blagojevich remaining mum on what he plans to do next. He got a lot of questions. He was peppered with that very question, will he seek political office again?
Turn left.
And that remains to be seen. There's a lot of speculation on whether or not he might run for, say, mayor of Chicago.
Oh, yeah.
His name is being circulated as well to possibly...
I think he might make a good mayor. Wait, anybody would make a better mayor than that shithead mayor now.
Some of these trips he recently made to Serbia.
I'm glad he got out of prison.
Now that this pardon has come down, that he never did it, that he was wrongly prosecuted, that it was a weaponization of justice.
Let's see what he did.
That a prosecution was brought, that a conviction was sought and gotten. And you'll remember his sentence of 14 years was commuted as President Trump was leaving the White House for the first time in late 2020. Pardon being done today. So, very interesting. Maybe end to this political story or political saga here. We're just going to have to wait.
Let me know when you're
I'm
10
Andrew
minutes
Kraft.
away.
Thanks so much for being with us and for watching alongside us there. And like I said, we're hopefully going to be speaking to our Fox 32 Chicago colleagues, kind of breaking all of that down with what we just saw here. A gorgeous live now vantage point over the Chicago skyline. Before we go to a quick commercial break, though, this was the moment in the Oval today when President Trump signed the pardon for Blagojevich. Let's listen.
I'm glad he did that. I like seeing people get out of jail, especially someone like him.
It's my honor to do it. I've watched him. He was set up by a lot of bad people, some of the same people that I had to deal with.
Yeah, let's get those bad people out of the prosecutor's office.
What was going on?
I've been set up by bad people too. I agree with Trump. I think a lot of criminals have been set up by bad people.
Just a very nice person. He had a fantastic wife. She fought like hell to get him out. He was given a sentence of like 18 years, and there was a sort of a terrible injustice. They just were after him.
Yeah.
They go after a lot of people. These are bad people, though.
They are.
So I think he's a very fine person, and this shouldn't have happened, and it shouldn't have happened to him. And
no, it shouldn't have.
Let him have a normal life and let him go out and do what he has to do. So I'm signing this as a full pardon. Rod Blagojevich.
Mr. President, are you considering him for ambassador to Serbia?
No, but I would. He's now cleaner than anybody in this room.
Well, from there itself. You hear how the fake news tried spinning it? The fake news just tried spinning it, saying, hey, it's a done deal. He's going to be the ambassador. That's why you got to go straight to the source of where it came from. And you can't just trust what the lying news said. You just heard it right there. Trump didn't say, yes, I'm the guy for Serbia. That was the fucking news that said that shit. Trump said, yeah, I'll consider it. I mean, I'll think about it, but that's not what my plan is.
This winter, embrace the chill in Indiana. Feel the thrill as you conquer the slopes. Skate into new traditions, take in stunning views, and slide into fun. In Indiana, the thrill of the season is right outside your door, encouraging you to embrace the crisp winter air. Winter fun starts in Indiana. Plan your trip today at indiana.com/winter.
Head west, then turn right.
You wonder how they're going to find their way. How to get them ready for the times you won't be there to help. How to help them to be strong enough, brave enough, mentally sharp, moral. They need confidence without arrogance.
That was awesome.
Skills without screens. For the world beyond school and sports. ready for emergencies.
Wanna go left here?
X, are you okay? This is X, and he's a great guy, high IQ. He's a high IQ
Trump
individual.
Elon Musk named his kid X.
The king just left, and we've had a great discussion, terrific discussion, concerning Gaza and everything else.
Motherfucker that went left doesn't know how to turn.
Discussions also about Saturday at 12 o'clock. It's going to be a big moment. We'll see what happens. I don't expect much happening with these people, but we'll see what happens. And we're going to be signing a very important deal today. It's Doge, and I'm going to ask Elon to tell you a little bit about it and some of the things that we found, which are shocking. Billions and billions of
I mean, I
dollars
want cash money to stay as our currency. I don't want Doge to take over, so be careful with that, Trump. Don't let Doge take over our cash currency. But Elon Musk does make a good point. We're just printing so much money, we're making our money fucking worthless.
Judges want to try and
So you got to think about it the other way of the argument. And here we go, Trump Tower, Mr. President.
Much more than that in just a short period of time.
Good job, Mr. President. You've been making fucking a lot of witnesses in the U.S.
That a judge could say, we don't want you to do that. So maybe we have to look at the judges, because that's a very serious,
well, yeah, it is. That's a right
violation. I'll ask Elon Musk to say a few words, and we'll take some questions. Elon, go ahead.
Sure. So
I'm gonna start a new video. Like, subscribe, share, thumbs up. We'll be back.